Ja, kom Chris.
Er de store nok også?
Tak. Stor sejl op. Du bare gå op og tæller her. Yes. Vi har lidt mere. Skal vi lige sådan rundt?
Nej, der
Ease out, ease out, ease out, ease out, ease out. We have the mark here, so we need to find something on the 300 mark. The 300 is the top mark, yeah. And then we make good. Pretty deep here. Yeah, so jiving main here, jive heads here. Heads, come put it over. No, that's like that. Head, head. And you can go in front here. Never behind the sheet here, in front here. Your work areas here. Cool. Stand by for a jive here. Jiving, heads here. Heads. Yeah. Bearing off here. And then we just go directly down and go into a run.
prøve at have nok eller hvad? Jo.
So you'll go up now, become a tailor, I'll have the sheet. So instructor. You need to stand in front here, all the way up. Yes, I take the sheet over here. Give me the red sheet. Give me the red sheet behind you. Exactly. Yes. Go in here.
That's the red one.
Bump it more. Get her out, exactly. Yeah. Let's put the sail over to the other side. Exactly. A lot of pressure here, guys. Over here, I'm not sure yet. It looks like a slight drop here. We need to drive her soon. I just put this like this. Yeah. So, are you guys ready? You guys? Watch your head. Head. Turn on that. Down to run here. Alright guys, ready for this? Five up here, it's very low here. Front tail up here, guys. What? Front tail up, please. diving here, guys?
That was easy. No pressure shot. There was a vacuum, and at the same time pressure was there. And there's a new girl now coming up for the first time today.
Give it some weight here, mate, here. Back fortsat, back fortsat. Der er lige rundt bag ham. Here. jiving here, guys?
That was easy. No pressure shot. There was a vacuum, and at the same time, pressure was there. Yeah. And there's a new girl now coming out for the first time today.
Give it some weight here, mate, here. Back forside, back forside. Så er vi rundt bag om. Here. Lige lidt en femte mand, ja. Længere ude, hvor der er lidt for meget.
Ja, når der kommer tryk.
Det er ikke det, men
ja.
Det er sådan lige sketchy nok.
Ja, men altså man kan sige, manøvre kan man altid, og der er ikke nogen, der siger, at man skal sejle helt ud i vinden. Nej. Vi må gerne holde det her, hvor det giver mening. Altså, igen, det man skal huske, det er, at når man konkurrerer, så lærer man ikke. På det tidspunkt, man stopper med at skulle komme først, der kan man lære igen. Det er to forskellige modes, og altså, man begynder at gå op i de forkerte ting, men man skal komme først. Derfor så tager vi en dag uden, at det er bare, at det enten så er det input, eller så er det output, ikke? Så lad os fokusere på at få de rigtige input, og så tager vi det derfra. Det er meget ude i det, stopper der på vandet. Ja, det er det. Pas på, I ikke lader en kast. Exactly. Exactly, and that's why I say, especially in big breeze, I mean, how much distance do you gain dropping 5-8 seconds early? 3 meters? 5 meters? Max.
I really actually have the possibility to go over. Did you go over and lock them? Being asshole. Okay, so we jibe her and then go back wind again?
Back up wind, yes, fine. Okay.
In here.
So main on? Yeah. Okay, go main.
Pull here.
Ease a little main here just to balance the boat. It's extremely puffy, so ease more. Og så er du også nødt til at komme op, Morten, fordi du falder bare. Hver gang han slækker, så falder du. Du er nødt til at sejle på indersiden af fuggen, når der er så meget luft her. Så hvert tryk er du nødt til at komme op. Der kan man bare se, det gør det træning og større. Så kan det være, at I skal begynde at snakke mere om, at der er noget balance i det. So I'm going to switch it to, we have to work a little more like on the balance of the boat, keep it puffy day. So, you know, anytime the main feet is bleeding, because it's so dynamic, so anytime you feel middle in, it's fine.
That's pretty rough the last leg here.
Yeah, but I mean, just look over there how, you know, this is, you know, nice light breeze, and over there is pretty windy, so really have to work a lot.
In the morning we had some very good tacks
just
coming around, and was sitting, and just the last one we had over rotated a little bit, but just in the morning we could just feel the rope was it was good. So we can hit that one.
Yeah, but I think one thing to look at is kind of the rate of turn. You can slow it down more into it, and then speed it up in the second half of the that's super important. And then even though we're working on maneuvers and tactics and stuff, kind of just think of it this way, that, you know, this is still a layer on top of the layer that is always maximum boat speed all the time, right? Yeah. So, you know, it's better to take a break and get the jib down, have a drink, than it is to sail at 80% the slugging of the, you know, try and push it, get the real feeling. How's it going when we really focus?
Yeah.
So, you know, go from super focused to fully relaxed. Switch between those two modes of training, and you'll get more out of it.
So like take really a break.
Take a proper break. Yeah. Deep breathe. Say, if I do this, what does this do? You know, and then come back at it. Okay. So right now we can use the downwind as a break because
we don't know
not that to do, but yeah.
Then let's put some more tacks in.
Yeah.
Downwind.
Yeah, I'll try to open the wind eye, accelerate a bit faster, making the tack faster. But like slide it up until there's no pressure in the front seal.
The first half is always the slowest, especially when there's no wave.
Yeah.
The more wind, the more waves, the faster you have to do it.
Yeah, but otherwise you do like this.
But you know, when you have, there's quite a lot of windage in the rig, so you know, you keep it head to wind for too long, you slow down, but
in the morning
still.
I also think it feels good now, but we had some very nice tacks in the morning.
So still, I think, you know, we can talk about rate of turn and all that, but in the end, the most important is to go out on the correct angle. And if you slow it down a little bit, I think you'll have an easier time finding the right angle.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So it's super hard, you know, if you swing your arm and you have to be like 45 degrees. It's always like, but if you're like, let's say 45, it's a little simpler. So in that way, you make it a little easier for yourself not to have the, you know, so you can still follow the boat.
Yes. Let's do a main jibe here, guys. Jibing main.
Let's just go upwind as soon as you're ready, and then, you know, hop in 5 tacks, take a small breather, 5 more. Har I mere hækstang?
Ja, jeg kan simpelthen ikke rette hvor man er på.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, well, there's always more. You can always get stronger, right? And you cannot pull the backstay on until you have the main on, because the main pulls the top of the rig back also. komme ned og bygge fart, fordi du trænger bare og glider sidelæns. Det er noget andet, hvis det er i sub 5 sekundmeter. Der skal du ned og presse lidt mere efter farten. tage en pause, snakke om det. Så lad os sigte efter Valhavn på 30. Ellers er vi ikke rigtig til det. Ja, og vi kan jo sagtens bare køre nogle små nogen heroppe.
Because I'm always like, I can see also on the upcutting, I'm very much like pushy racing instead of count down when I have a talk about it.
But I like the idea that maybe when we do normal match racing, when we do matches, that after a race, you know, up down, then maybe take the front wheel down, do a break, drinking, 5 minutes, whatever, back into business. The problem is, of course, when we are free, then it's annoying to be the third wheel and then even wait 5 minutes. But it could make sense to, also depending on the conditions, but today doing a training in a match race, that will be hard. So then people get exhausted.
So he told you should release?
Yeah, to get all the reach. You know, I would always get all the reach, but now you're also on a chip, and you get one run, and then I keep it like that. Okay. Because it's not moving that much. It just goes. So it's not that many troubles. And if I spend some time on learning how to feed it best way, and then it works. But if I don't feed it the best way, I think also for the next time I check, I might be but it works 99 out of 100. But he's like,
so says hold it in your hand.
Is it worth taking the risk?
Yeah. Everything you can minimize in the risk because that makes the power up. Because he's absolutely right. It's those small things that makes the can at least change the victory. That's to lose.
That's the race.
That's when we're tackling, right?
Yeah, it's the tackling. Yeah, so get it automated completely, just like I always do. But something I started to do quite recently, I think, to leave it on with a gas chip, because like more comfortable, not to have to put it on again. I don't know where I saw it. I didn't make it up. On an A-Sport track. Guys on the international teams, they go to sailing so many people, so they learn so much at Triple Like Tour, because they say like every time you sail a new boat you learn something different, and when they start compiling all that stuff together they like
yeah, they've never sailed the car, it took them like 10 minutes to figure it out.
yeah, exactly, yeah. And is it the next weekend we have the Matchrace?
No.
The weekend after?
No. So we have 2 times to train the tour, and then we have to together.
Okay.
So first the Asia was like
There's a lot of
I haven't heard yet. I don't know how many teams will be. Because the thing know that you are on this, because actually there are 11 people that have signed up. Jack will of course not join, but there are only 10 groups invited. So and that's funny. I always think it's a funny thing. You get invited, you sign up for a race, then you pay the fee, and then you find out, oh, I'm not invited because I'm too bad. Like, that's actually how it can be.
Yeah, because of the ranking. Yeah. Then you people money back.
KDY that's the fee for the guy. They can do that, but if you don't call them and say, I want my money back, then they don't do it. That's like
donation for the company too.
But the thing is that I didn't win, so the last, I don't know, I think it must be better or something, where they canceled it, and then I said, what the heck, let the money be there, and then I'll just deduct all the other fees I have. So because I got the money from back from Visa. We need to find a mark, guys.
Yeah. I think it's
actually not that small. I'm sorry, you can't find it. Then imagine only a head over the water. Yeah, very good.
Adidas head.
Sorry?
A red Adidas head.
Lilla en rød hud, det må man ikke sige. Imagine that we should not be that far away from it now. Der er nogle af de andre, der har taget det. Har du hørt på radioen, at der er nogen, der har taget det? Morten kalder de andre KDY-både. Er der nogen, der har taget mærket? Er der nogen, der har taget mærket? Der er ikke nogen, der svarer, om de har taget mærket. Lige for tæt på, vi hjælper hernede. Lidt drive op og tag op. Så op på vinderen her.
thank you. I know it was a very simple exercise today, but I think from all the teams, I felt like I saw some very, very good improvements. Didn't really matter which level we started working at. I feel like we improved some basic things. You know, something we can add on to. It was very nice to see your team, Lisa, going, you know, all in on the spinning work. It looked like it got better during the day. I hope that was your feeling as well. I feel like you also had some good takeaways, Morten.
Absolutely.
Especially on the steering side. So I think what will be very good is that we try to kind of go through and see if we can learn a few things from the other teams as well. So just try and do like a small debrief with each team, and then hopefully you can all take some learnings with you from that. Okay. So I want to start with you. We had a little talk in the beginning about like moving around the building. Do you want to put a few words on what we talked about?
Og vi har haft sådan en måde,
Ja.
Yeah.
So we were talking about like the kind of the proper way to strip the winch in the tacks. And what was your conclusion on that?
It isn't simply complicated. I can overcome it.
Yeah.
Like
So what was the technique?
I just put it upwards.
Yeah, just pull it straight up, you know, and you strip the winch.
Without
You don't
wasting
have to
time.
kind of do this with your hands. If you just take the rope off the winch, you just put it straight up, it's going to come on these winches. So I think that was a key learning. So I think that was a sure a key learning. And then I think, you know, it's all going to help if we're a full team on the boat. A little less breeze, yada yada. But a very like I'm just going to say this out loud so everyone hears it. In maneuvers, stand up. Don't be on your knees. Don't be on your bum. Use your feet because you're way faster. You have to cross the boat and you cannot do it while crawling. So important first step in the boat handling is that we can actually get to where we need to be. Yeah. Yeah. I think that was a very basic thing. Anything you feel like you learned?
So I was steering like too low after tacks.
Yeah.
And then I focused to stay higher.
So that's another thing that we're also going to talk a little bit more about with Morten, is, you know, there's the rate of turn, how fast we turn, but that's still you have to find the right exit point. So that's something that we're going to kind of get into a little bit later. So I actually think maybe we're just going to segue into that with Morten's team. So what was your takeaways in the tag?
Yeah, so it's always very difficult when it's so windy to, you know, land on the right angle as a skipper, because either you drop too low or you go too high, and then you have some problems. But today, very flat water. Doesn't really matter how fast you do it, as long as you just always hit the right angle, because you don't really lose a lot of boat speed in those tacks today where you don't have big waves.
Yeah.
So that was at least something we so maybe slowing a bit down, because it's easier to land when you do it a bit slower. But you also want to have it look really cool, just bang.
Yeah, but the thing is, when you have to push hard on the tiller to turn the boat, that's where you slow the boat. So it has to come natural. You know, the boat has to feel like you're just like, you know, letting the boat do what it wants to do, right? And one way we talked about helping that turn, just put a few words on it.
It's pulling in the main as much as possible so I can help steer the boat.
Yeah.
And then release.
Yeah, so that was kind of like the next level up in the tacking is you start to trim on the main going into the tack, because when you trim on the main, you're going to help the boat go into the wind, and that way you help the helm to steer the boat in the first like half of the tack. Of course, important to ease it again when you come out of the tack and you have to accelerate. So that was something we started working on. But you know, you can do, I don't know, 20-30% of the steering with the main sheet alone. So think about that. Also, when you're just going in a straight line, if you think your skipper is too low, just crank onto the main sheet and you'll, you know, and you tell him where to go, basically. That's how we do it in the big boats, and it works wonders. You know, hold the helm still, steer by the main.
Will you also use the jib for helping tack?
No. In general, no. Because the jib is...
Like if you go for half wind and...
So if it's in the pre-start,
yeah,
I will always try to, if at all possible, I'll try to trim the jib so it's pulling all the way through the tack. Just because I know that it's going to help me keep more speed when I exit the tack. And normally that's what you want. Unless you know that we're going to, you know, tack break the boat for a tactical reason. But generally, if at all possible, I'll try and go maximum speed, right? But I think that was for sure some key lessons.
I think you told us, I don't know if you told everybody that, but you know, we usually go out for 2 hours training, then we like train 2 hours, doing no breaks. So we really get like working load 80-90% during those 2 hours. And you suggested go out, do 20 minutes, take a 5-minute really break. So people drink, they really relax, take down the front sail, ease out, and then we are ready to actually do the 105% instead.
Yeah.
So I think that was also something we will pick up on.
And it's something that we're going to work on. It's okay to take a break, because the thing is that, you know, you kind of have two modes in your head, you know, and for match racing you want to be 100% switched on all the time, you know. Every time a gust hits, you're reacting, right? But if you get tired and just sitting there kind of slogging away, you're actually not training at a level that is equal to where you are when you're racing. So it's much better to kind of, you know, work hard, take a break and divide it, because in the breaks that's always where you get the time to actually talk about, you know, how can we switch things up to make it better, right? So there's a big like difference, and that's also why I like, you know, a simple exercise, just going up and down. You know, the marks are just there to kind of keep us close. But the thing is that if we went out and we did like pre-starts and racing, then we would all be in race mode, and in race mode you don't learn very much. You just execute at whatever level you're capable of. We have to think about, especially winter practice, as input mode, right? Where we can try new things, learn new things, figure out the best systems, incorporate it, and then we can go and execute at a higher level than where we started the practice. So that's super important, you know, to kind of differentiate between those two modes, and use this as a good opportunity to, you know, actually talk about things, and if it requires taking down the jib, talking it through, making sure that everyone understands priorities in the maneuver, what has to happen when, do it. It's time well spent, because then we can kind of level up and go another step up the stairs. So that's I think that's a big takeaway when you want to move forward. Yeah. Anything else that we discussed on your boat that's super important to bring on to the other teams? I think that was pretty much it. But yeah, so I think just to recap what we talked about in the text, you know, no matter how fast you turn, you always have to find the right angle coming out of it. It's super important. And because what happens if you come out too low, especially in big breeze, is that no matter what your crew is doing, the boat is going to be heeling too much. It's just going to slip sideways, and you're losing half a boat length, just slipping sideways. It's super easy to see when people don't perform a good tack in big breeze. It's like tagging and then just, and then they start going forward. So it becomes like, yeah, much better to like find the right balance and then keep trucking forward all the time. Yeah. On Louise's boat, just have to remember we started there. What was your big takeaways?
It was one person steering the spinnaker.
Yeah,
Usually
so we were
one on the leeward and one on the leeward.
Yeah.
So we had today one
Yeah.
with both sheets and one the tailor
Yeah.
going quick. And our jibes was not too good at the beginning, but they were better.
So I would just want to ask, what got better because you were trimming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a bit slower.
Yeah.
In movement, so just looking at the spinnaker while it was moving was one of the main things.
For sure.
And then releasing so that Sarah could get the pull on again on the mast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
she's never strong enough.
No,
in these
and
boats.
I've been there as well, so
Yeah,
I know
you know.
how hard it can be.
Even if you're 2 meters and 10 and 110 kilo guides,
Yeah.
it's still a big job sometimes, and you need that little bit of help. But I think actually one thing that I took away from your boat is you cleared up communication on how you got help on the grinding. So what was your takeaway?
Yeah, we just said blue and red.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds stupid, and you're like,
Golden
go.
The cooler colors of the sheet.
Go, yeah.
We had 2 red sheets.
Yeah, then you have to
You have
do
to be,
the,
but I mean, you know, if it works,
Yeah,
it's fast, it's precise.
or you can
That's fine.
go whatever starboard port if
Yeah,
you
yeah,
don't like
yeah.
that
I mean,
more than leeward.
so-
It's just because I mixed up a bit with the Danish and the English,
Yeah, and,
so
and
it turned
you know,
out
Yeah,
to be.
absolutely.
You have to
Yeah, it
find
makes
out
sense.
whatever works for you, and it's always much harder when you're like Danglish sailing language. It's like
Yeah, it's a mix.
it's always a little bit of a mess. So
Yeah.
you know, on some boats we just choose to be in English. On some boat, and then that's everything in sailing.
Yeah.
On some boat, you know, on
We're a
some
bit of a
teams-
mix in our boat.
Yeah, I mean, my key here is you got to the right point, and it got way better, and it's just like okay,
Then it works.
there's no reason not to dumb it down if it works. So just remember this.
Yeah.
Also in the way of putting marks on the sheets to help you. Yes, probably you'll get by without them. I still put them on just because I know that if I'm really in a hurry, just fucking put it to the mark and then go, right? So getting all these things in, yes, it might seem basic. Yes, we can do without, but
Why not
remember,
get the
you
help
know,
you can.
dumb it way down. It's always better that way.
When
Don't
you
make it
when
too
you are trimming the spinnaker, are you sitting down or are you standing?
50-50.
Okay.
Yeah. It depends.
Yeah.
You know, if I know we're going a long way, I'll maybe sit down and then it kind of.
Yeah, I don't know if there is anything about the text. I think we learned a lot, but I don't know if there is anything to share because I think you have said
Yeah.
like.
No,
It was the
I
same as
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
mentioned about standing on the feet, but I found it difficult to take the first turn off
Yeah.
without pulling all of it.
Yeah, but that's because when you take the first turn off,
Yeah,
you
and
kind
you
of go
hold,
and you have to
yeah,
get it
follow
around,
it
while
around.
still having
Yeah.
tension, and then you can just
Yeah.
strip it. So that, you know, sometimes I even go down, I hold on the winch,
Yeah,
the
and
bottom
then-
2 turns, take it off, and kind of have a
Yeah.
proper grip.
Yeah.
But, you know, you'll find your way and
Mm.
find your techniques. It's, yeah. Yeah. As I said, I'm certain that this is gonna be, you know, one of the small steps to level up. I think acknowledging that, you know, the basics in sailing are often where big gains can actually be made. That's why it's the basics. It's you know, even really good teams go out and work on this a lot. So don't be shy. Go out. You know, you don't need a training partner. You don't need a fancy setup. You just need to go out, do 10 tacks, jib down, talk about it. Do another 10 tacks, jib down, talk about it, and then you'll see quite rapid progression. And I hope that next weekend we'll have a little less breeze, so we can work more on the kite handling, because of course that's always more difficult, and there's so many nuances that, you know, sailing with the kite, you know, we had a lot of talk about like how close to the boat are we, or like how far away, and you have to find a balance, and it's always hard to explain because you can kind of fall off the tracks either way. Too close, you kill it. Too far away, you kill it. And learning the science of the spinning is not a lot of people are good at it. Even people that are really good sailors are not good spinning swimmers. It's kind of like a lost art among many, because so many people sail with Jenicas. So you're not really used to having two sheets and how to work that. So I hope that we can get a lot better.
Towards the end, we had a little lower wind, so it was also easier, I think, towards the end.
Yeah,
you get the feeling of
you get
how
the
much
feeling, you
should
get
have.
some practice, and you kind of get back into the groove. But it's it is a bit of a lost. You know, there's not that many good spinnaker swimmers left, because not that many people actually use it. So.
That's fun.
Now we have 10 minutes left. Fire away. Well, any questions? Anything you want to clarify? I saw a question over here at some stage. Did it get answered?
No, it was just a comment.
Okay.
Maybe some words on next time. So you're coming again next weekend?
I'll be here next Sunday. Same procedure. I think it works well. If we can have the skipper's briefing at 9 and debrief at 11:30, that'd be great. I would like to hear more of how you like to run things. I'm just here to try and help you. So let me know.
On a personal note, I think this was really good today. I mean, focus on the basics and get that right.
Yeah.
But if you could alternate, say one Sunday do like this, hone out the details, and maybe next time focus on the race techniques. So we are focusing on combat next week. So we kind of alter. That'd be my preferred choice. You know.
Okay. Yeah.
Also, like
Obviously, depending on whether or not
at some point, put the next level of communication. Who calls gust? Who calls? Speed. All the.
Who does what?
But
communication. What do you mean? The shouting?
No. Preferably as little as possible. But,
maybe also what you do on the episode when, you know, before the race. So who are we racing? What are the advantages? All that talk about where do we want to be on the line, how do we want to be aggressive, and also going up and down. Where do we want to position ourselves? That debate, that talk you have. Anybody who gives special input in that debate, or is it?
It's mostly not me.
Okay.
To be quite fair and that, to be quite honest, because I'm so much head inside the boat. So.
No, but usually, so you have of course you have the pre-start. There's the racing, but before the pre-start, we have, you know, before we enter.
Yeah.
Then at least we try to say, who are we sailing? Are we passive? Are we aggressive? And then we also look.
Just fucking pushing.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I have a guy say, I have one saying that all the time.
But you know, it's more of a, you know, sometimes you're not allowed to push because you get in a bad situation. But if we can put them into the bag and tie a nice knot, for sure we're gonna.
Yeah, that would definitely not be our strategy if we were sailing against you.
No. No, but I mean, even when you're racing in Williams, you know, you have to try, because who knows? Maybe they make a fuck up. Maybe someone falls overboard. Maybe the skipper slips, and all of a sudden they didn't execute. You have to be ready, you know. And I think we all have to go through the same waves. And we all have to, you know, get around the same marks, and you never know. Sometimes you get handed an opportunity that you just have to take, you know, get the most out of. And you have to respect everyone, but
I
in
think
the
sometimes
end,
you can
no
overthink
one
it.
is bigger than they can lie down and you can throw a few punches at it.
Yeah.
I think you can overthink it sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we never did on Camilla's boat. We knew with some that we knew, okay, if we fuck up their timing, because they always want to be there, then it works. But otherwise, it's just our own thing. Where do we want to be?
Yeah.
And do we want to be leeward, leeward?
Yeah.
Which side of the course? Doesn't really matter with the opponent. They're just in the way.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So you know, it's not like people are not that different. At least when you get to a certain level, that you can kind of it's still the same thing. Do we wanna push? Do we wanna lead? Do we wanna be windward or leeward boat? And that's pretty much it. You know, which side of the course, which side of the line. It's all extremely basic, and it's not like we have 7 extra layers added on top. We're just committing to doing the very basic things as good as we can.
Sure.
Most of the times when we lose a start, it's because we're 8 seconds off on the timing. 3 seconds we can work with, and 5 gets marginal, and 8, fuck.
Yeah.
That's where the
We are talking the pre-starter. How?
Yeah.
Ah, okay, perfect.
So you know these things, and then up the course, it's also, when I say basic, it's the same. You know, better pressure, better current, better whatever shifts, and then of course there's some basic Matchrace things that all else being equal. You talked about this with Emil. Stay on the right. You know. Push them to the lay line. If you're behind, don't get pushed to the lay line. Start tagging. You get out of there, Unless you're absolutely certain you can win on speed, don't bother.
Yeah.
Get into it. So, yeah.
But more boat handling from us.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think you're all gonna gain from it because whatever lay push you're gonna try to do, if you, as I said, if you put the kite in the water or you wrap it around the forestay, it's all. It's the very, very basic things that get you around the track on any boat, in any race, that'll win you a lot of races. Then once you have that sorted and you can go out in any weather and you're just looking at each other like, yeah, okay, feisty, but let's go. If that's the attitude, you'll be good. It's super important to get to that level in the boat handling, and then we can start working on positioning ourselves. At least that's my opinion. And
you're right.
I'm probably not, but
well, it helps.
For me, I can just see that it helps. It pays dividends in any boat you get to. Quickly get into the handling, and then, you can get on with it from there. So hopefully a little less breeze next time, and then we'll work from that. I think it would be very, very nice if you try and twist the arm on another crew member in the teams that are not a full team, because yes, you can get some of the way. When you get really good, you can sail the boat 4 up. It's fucking hard, but you can do it. But if you're not really good, then you're gonna struggle, because it kind of messes up the whole playbook of who does what, when, where, and things for sure don't get easier when you're underpowered. So yeah,
that's always a problem. Especially today, we are like a lot of more teams are missing crew today.
Yeah.
Got cancellations this morning. Also, Jan is injured, so we have 2 teams also from upcoming Soren and Jesper.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Hopefully.
Yeah. Just think about it, because otherwise, it's hard for me to come with proper feedback, because anytime we say something, it's like, yeah, but, and it's just annoying.
We are only 4 today.
Yeah.
we just stick to the rules, so we didn't fly the spinnaker.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because we didn't want to get into that. Well, normally we would do, but today we do.
It's fine.
And then we kind of skipped the whole point of the exercise.
Yeah.
So we stayed on the rolls,
Yeah, and
and
it's
that
fine.
worked really well.
A narrow focus is always better than trying to grasp it all,
Yeah,
because you can't.
You know.
No matter how good
Yeah,
you are,
and
you
you kind
can't.
of miss the exercise because you know you're not going to do it like this when you're really racing.
Exactly. So you know, I'm just trying to say,
No, I get the
Kinda-
point. It's better than being 5 than 4.
yeah,
Fine.
twist the arm of whoever needs to show up next weekend, and we'll be good.
Thanks a lot, Tom.
Yeah.
That was great.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having me. See you next Sunday.